Hello Norwich fans, the new guys of the Premier League, the second that we've covered so far. It is the Tippler 3848 and we're going to go through your starting 11 first of all. First in goal you have got John Ruddy. He's a really good goalkeeper and I'm a bit surprised that he's still at Norwich at this point in time because there were rumours back in the day that Chelsea, Arsenal and such were chasing him. He seemed to turn them all down, so he has stayed at Norwich, probably to be number one as opposed to obviously going to Arsenal or Chelsea and just sitting on the bench. But he's a really good goalkeeper. Yeah, lucky to have him. He's still 27, so young for a goalkeeper. Kudos. Your first new signing, Brady. You've signed him in from Hull. I think FIFA says he's a left mid, but I think he's going to play mostly left back because that's where he played for Hull. Really solid player, Premier League experience is the kind of thing that you guys need at this point in time. You don't need flashy left backs who are going to disappear and not defend. You need solid guys like Brady. Bassong and Martin make up your centre back pairing just because that's basically what you played last season. Bassong has still got a lot to prove in the Premier League, I think. He didn't really hit the heights with Spurs or Norwich last time they were in the Premier League, so who knows? He might be richer for his experiences and therefore better. We'll have to wait and see. And Russell Martin, he's pretty solid. He is your captain. He looked really good in the Championship, so hopefully he can bring that to the Premier League as well. Second signing that we've come to, you've got Andre Wisdom on loan from Liverpool. I saw him in your friendly against Brentford and he looked really solid when he came on. Again, he's not going to be flashy, he's just going to get his job done and do it well. So that is good from you guys. Centre mid pairing, you've got Bradley Johnson and Tete. Mostly Tete because Malumbu has got himself a fractured metatarsal because no one breaks their foot anymore, do they? And he's a good player anyway. He was really good when he came to the Premier League. Obviously he's a few years now down his development compared to then, so he's going to be even better, I think. And Bradley Johnson's a bit of an odd one. Kind of disappeared the last time that you were in the Premier League, but last season again he was fantastic for you, so we'll have to wait and see which Bradley Johnson turns up. I'll go to the right hand side first. You've got Nathan Redmond, 20 years old, starred for the England under-21s, although that wasn't hard because a lot of them didn't turn up. But Redmond's a really exciting player again, saw him in that friendly, and as soon as he came on the game changed really. Brentford were having quite a lot of attacks. As soon as Redmond came on, the full-back couldn't bomb on anymore from Brentford because he was too scared of leaving Redmond one-on-one with his defending counterparts. So that's a really good signing for you guys. He's been there for a number of years. He's 20 years old. He's pretty much where Theo Walcott was when he's 20, in that he's excitable and he often loses concentration at the vital moment, doesn't always pick out the correct ball. But with a bit of work and a bit of experience, he's going to be fantastic, I think. Johnny Howson. So again, he's just a solid player, sort of a James Milner type, a try-hard. Not particularly skillful or anything, but solid, and he's going to obviously defend as much as he attacks because he's got a really good engine on him, so he's going to be an important player. Wes Hoolahan, the Irish wanderer. God knows what's going on with this guy. He was going to West Brom, then he didn't bother, then he came back, then he played quite well. He's a bit of an entity at the moment, so I'm not sure what Norwich fans think of him. I think they still like him, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, in the Premier League, he didn't quite hit what you'd expect him to, but I guess we'll see this year. Cameron Jerome. A strange guy. He's 27 now, so should be coming right into his prime. Fantastic year last year, but the last time he's been in the Premier League with several clubs, with Stoke, I think he was there with Cardiff as well, and he's never really done anything. He'd come on, he'd score one absolute belter per season, and then disappear again. Maybe if he's got the confidence of someone sitting him down saying, look, you're our number one striker, it's time for you to really kick on. Maybe that's going to help him. We'll see for this season. So quickly onto your bench. I put Declan Rudd. I put Ricky van Wolfswinkel because he's still there. He came back on loan from St Etienne, so I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen with him because I think he could thrive in this team, whereas in Chris Hughton's team he was not getting the service that he needed, basically. He will score goals if he gets service. He scored a goal in his first start and then never scored again, so it'll be interesting to see what happens to Ricky. You got Stephen Whittaker, just a backup right back. We've got Murphy on the left-hand side. Graham Dorrans, another sort of new signing. He was on loan, obviously, at the beginning of last season. And then you got Gary Hooper and Lewis Graben are your other attacking options at the moment. So that's not bad overall to have those three in reserve. But there's poor little Malumbu sitting in his hospital bed wondering what the hell happened. But now I'm going to get on to your upgrades. As you can see from the way I was talking, I always say this and it's no surprise. Cameron Jerome, I'm putting him up to a 76. Look at these stats: 45 appearances, 21 goals and 8 assists. You just can't really ignore stats like that, even in the Championship, which in a lot of ways is harder than the Premier League. It's more of a grind and there's more games over a season. But he's done really well, and I am really interested to see if he's going to start every game, and if he does, how well he does in the Premier League. Ruddy is the other one. There's no way this guy is 76 rated. I've put him up to a 78. 50 appearances, 53 goals conceded, so just over 1 per game, and 14 clean sheets, which is really up there with the best of them. So you can't really downgrade either of these players, but you really need to upgrade them. So Jerome will be tipped into a gold card in FUT. Probably this is just for the visuals. Then we have got the downgrades, and I was saying we'll see what happens with Ricky, but I've downgraded him to a 71. 40 appearances for St Etienne, 9 goals and 3 assists. I mean, I think even Ricky knows that's not very good. And then you've got Lewis Graben. He had an absolutely blistering start to his Norwich career and then just dropped off. And then obviously that's when Cameron Jerome came in and absolutely killed it. But he did get 36 appearances, he did score 12 times and get 4 assists, but I think he still has to be downgraded because most of that was in the first kind of 3 to 4 weeks of the season. So downgrade him to a 67. Hopefully he will obviously get a few more starts, but I'm not sure I can see it. But finally we're on to your transfers, and these are the two that are doing the rounds. I have a friend who's a Norwich fan who alerted me to the Quintero one first of all. He's a bit of an odd one. He was touted to be moving to all the big teams in Europe, but all of a sudden he just sort of disappeared. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but he's a young kid with quite a lot of potential. It would be interesting if a lower down Premier League team like Norwich could come and take a bit of a gamble on him, really. But is it much of a gamble? Because he's young, he could still get better. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And then the last one is the other attacking player, Mbokani, who I kind of hope does come to Norwich, just because I want to hear all of the commentators struggle over Mbokani on a weekly basis. It's kind of amusing, but you know, he's not too bad. He's about 29 years of age at this point in time, so maybe Quintero is the better option for me. But that is your lot, Norwich fans. I'm going to skip off now. I am going to try and get most of these done and then upload them over the next 2 days, because football is back tomorrow. Come on! I can't wait. It's going to be so awesome. But that is your lot. And do you agree with everything I've said? I mean, I know a lot of other players could get upgrades like your sort of Bradley Johnsons off the back of last season, but I think I've chosen quite well. So I'm going to leave it there. I am obviously going to keep plugging my Five Nights at Freddy video with the giveaway, and this is going to be no different. So go and check that out. Come and leave me a sub. As soon as we get to 500, somebody's going to be walking away with that. So thanks very much for watching. I am the Tippler, and I am out.